Was Fidel Castro a dictator? Imagine a leader who promises change and reform, but once in power, their actions tell a different story. This is the case with Fidel Castro, the man who shaped modern Cuba. To understand whether Castro was a dictator, let's look at his rise to power and how he governed. Fidel Castro came to power in 1959 after leading a revolution against the Batista regime. Initially, he promised to restore the 1940 Constitution, create an honest administration, and reinstate civil and political liberties. However, once he was in control, Castro's policies took a radical turn. He nationalized private commerce and industry, implemented sweeping land reforms, and expropriated American businesses and agricultural estates. Castro's government became a one-party system, with the Communist Party of Cuba as the only legal party. This party monopolized all government positions, including judicial offices. The government controlled most aspects of Cuban life through the Communist Party, mass organizations, the government bureaucracy, and the state security apparatus. Under Castro's rule, Cuba became a totalitarian state where the government suppressed any political dissent and opposition. The Ministry of Interior was the principal organ of state security and control, and the government imposed strict media censorship and martial law to crack down on dissent. Castro held multiple powerful positions simultaneously. He was the head of state, head of government, first secretary of the Communist Party, and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. This concentration of power is a hallmark of a dictatorial regime. Additionally, the government did not allow citizens to change their government, and party membership was a de facto requirement for high-level official positions. In 1961, Castro's government severed most economic ties with the United States and broke diplomatic relations. The U.S. attempted to overthrow Castro's government through the Bay of Pigs invasion, but it failed. Castro then aligned Cuba with the Soviet Union, further solidifying his control and the country's dependence on Soviet trade policies. So, was Fidel Castro a dictator? The evidence points to yes. His control over all aspects of Cuban life, the suppression of dissent, and the concentration of power in his hands are all characteristics of a dictatorial regime. Castro's rule was marked by radical policies, strict control, and a lack of political freedoms, all of which are indicative of a dictatorship.